Alright, let's get right into it. You're dreaming of adventure, right? Seeing the world, new cultures, epic landscapes, but then reality hits. Your bank account. It's 2025, and while the world is more connected than ever, travel can still feel like a luxury reserved for the few. But what if I told you that's not entirely true? What if the key to unlocking those dream trips, even on a shoestring budget, is already sitting in your pocket? We're talking about transforming your smartphone into the ultimate budget travel tool. This isn't just about finding a cheap flight, it's about a whole new mindset, a smarter way to explore. These 5 genius apps are game changers for anyone looking to travel more for less. Forget those old school travel guides gathering dust on your shelf. So, stick with me through this whole video, because I'm going to break down each of these 5 apps, show you exactly how to use them, and reveal the insider tips that will maximize your savings and experiences. First up, let's talk flights. If you've ever booked a flight, then immediately seen it cheaper somewhere else, or just felt that sinking feeling that you've been totally ripped off, you know the pain. It's like a punch to the gut, especially when you're trying to make every single dollar count. That feeling of helplessness, of being at the mercy of airline pricing algorithms that make absolutely no sense. Yeah, we're putting an end to that. Because if you've ever overpaid for a flight, and let's be honest, who hasn't at some point, you are absolutely going to fall in love with Skyscanner. This app is your new best friend in the fight against inflated airfares. Skyscanner is basically your personal, incredibly smart flight-finding detective. It doesn't mess around. This app diligently searches across hundreds, and I mean hundreds of airlines and booking sites. We're talking major carriers, budget airlines you've never heard of, online travel agencies, the whole 9 yards. Its mission? To find you the absolute cheapest deals available at that very moment. And the best part? No shady markups, no hidden fees snuck in at the last second. What you see is what you get, which is a breath of fresh air in the often murky world of flight booking. It's about transparency, and that's something I can always get behind. Now, just having the app isn't enough. You gotta know how to use it like a pro. This is where the real magic happens, where you go from casual browser to a deal-finding ninja. First up, and this is a big one, use the everywhere destination filter. Seriously, if you only learn one trick, make it this one. Instead of typing in a specific city you think you want to go to, you select everywhere. Skyscanner then works its sorcery and shows you a list of countries, ranked from cheapest to most expensive, that you can fly to from your current location. It's like a treasure map for budget travel, pointing you to adventures you might never have considered. Think about the possibilities this opens up. Maybe you were fixated on Paris, but found out a flight to Lisbon is half the price. Or perhaps, a spontaneous trip to a country you can barely pronounce suddenly becomes an irresistible option, because the flights are ridiculously cheap. This feature is pure gold for flexible travelers, for those who are more about the experience of going somewhere new rather than a specific pin on a map. It encourages spontaneity, it broadens your horizons, and it directly caters to the budget-conscious mindset by showing you where your money will take you furthest. It's about discovering value, not just searching for a predetermined plan. Alright, you've snagged your cheap flight thanks to Skyscanner. Now, where are you gonna crash? If you're traveling on a budget, and especially if you love the idea of meeting fellow travelers, then Hostelworld is about to become your go-to app. This isn't just about finding a cheap bed for the night, it's about finding a community, a vibe, a place that adds to your travel experience rather than just being a place to sleep. Next up is Hostelworld. And I mean it when I say it's the #1 app for budget accommodation, particularly if you're craving that social connection that hostels are famous for. Whether you're a solo traveler nervously embarking on your first big trip through Europe, or you're a seasoned backpacker hopping across the vibrant landscapes of Southeast Asia, this app is your golden ticket. It opens up a world of affordable places to stay, from bustling city center dorms to chilled-out beachside bungalows. Hostelworld shows you the cheapest hostels, plain and simple, but it's so much more than just price. It's packed with information that actually matters to travelers like us. Real reviews from people who've actually stayed there, crucial safety ratings, and location filters that help you find the perfect spot. Here's what makes Hostelworld so damn awesome and why it's a staple on my phone when I'm in Explorer mode. One of the coolest features is the ability to filter by vibe. Think about it, not all travelers are looking for the same thing. Sometimes you want a full-on party hostel, a place buzzing with energy where you can meet a ton of people and join organized pub crawls. Other times, maybe you're craving a quiet retreat, a more laid-back atmosphere where you can recharge, read a book, or get some work done. Hostelworld lets you filter for exactly that, ensuring you find a place that matches your travel style and mood. This level of customization is fantastic because it means you're more likely to have a positive experience. There's nothing worse than booking a quiet hostel only to find it's party central or vice versa. This app takes the guesswork out of it. You can actively choose the kind of environment you want to be in, which is super important for solo travelers who might be looking to make friends, or for those who just need a good night's sleep before a big day of exploring. It's about matching you with the right place, not just any place. And that makes a world of difference to your trip. Alright, let's get real for a second. You know that feeling, right? You're in a new place, maybe a little off the grid, and that sinking feeling hits your stomach. How in the world do I get to? It's that moment where adventure teeters on the edge of becoming a logistical nightmare. You're staring at a map, or more likely, just staring blankly into space, trying to conjure up a bus route or a train schedule that doesn't seem to exist, especially when you don't speak the local language. It's frustrating, it's time-consuming, and honestly, it can totally kill your travel vibe. We've all been there, trying to piece together information from a dozen different sketchy websites. But what if I told you there's a tool, a straight-up genius app, that just solves this? That takes all that guesswork, all that anxiety, and just vaporizes it. That's exactly what Rome to Rio does. This is like having a seasoned, seen-it-all travel agent, a logistics expert, and a local guide all rolled into one, living right there on your phone. It's the answer to that universally panicked traveler question. You're in some tiny, beautiful, but incredibly remote village, and you need to get to an airport that feels like it's on another continent. This app is your first, and often, your necessary click. It's a game changer, plain and simple. So, what's the magic here? How does it work? You punch in your starting point. Point A. Could be a massive city, could be a pin drop in the middle of nowhere. Then you punch in your destination point B, and then, like some kind of digital wizardry, Rome to Rio just lays it all out for you. We're not just talking about flights, though it does that. We're talking trains, buses, ferries, yes, actual ferries, car shares, taxis, even walking directions if that's part of the journey. It's comprehensive in a way that almost feels like cheating the system, like you've suddenly got access to this secret database of global movement. And it doesn't just show you way, it shows you the feasible ways side by side. This option takes this long and costs about this much. That other option may be a bit slower but way cheaper, or perhaps more scenic. Suddenly you're not just a lost tourist, you're an informed traveler, empowered with choices. You can see the entire journey laid out, every connection, every mode of transport. It's like switching on the lights in a dark room. That feeling of being overwhelmed? Gone. Replaced by a feeling of, okay, I got this. Alright, let's talk money. Because nothing, and I mean throws a wrench in your travel plans faster than getting confused about cash. You're standing there, jet-lagged, maybe a little lost, trying to buy a bottle of water, and your brain just freezes. How many pesos is that? Is this a good deal in baht? Am I about to get totally ripped off for this weird-looking fruit? It's that moment of panic, that mental math that nobody enjoys, especially when you're trying to soak in a new culture. We've all been there, fumbling with our phones, trying to Google exchange rates on spotty Wi-Fi, feeling like a total tourist target. It's a headache, a genuine travel pain point that can sour an experience real quick. And it's not just about the small stuff, not just that questionable street food snack or the souvenir magnet. Think bigger. You're looking at a tour, a train ticket, maybe even a place to stay for the night. The numbers are flying at you in a currency you barely understand, and you're trying to figure out if it fits your budget. Is this a steal or highway robbery? Without a quick, reliable way to know what things cost in your home currency, you're essentially flying blind. You're making financial decisions in the dark, and that's a recipe for disaster, or at the very least a recipe for overspending, which is the last thing any budget traveler wants. It's stressful, man. Pure stress. This confusion, this uncertainty, it does more than just potentially drain your wallet. It robs you of confidence. You hesitate. You second guess. You might miss out on an amazing experience because you're too busy wrestling with mental arithmetic or too scared of getting a bad deal. Imagine trying to bargain in a bustling market when you don't even have a baseline for what a fair price is in your own money. You're at a massive disadvantage. It's like going into a negotiation without knowing the value of what you're trying to buy or sell. That feeling of vulnerability? It's not fun, and it's definitely not why we travel. We travel for freedom, for discovery, not for financial anxiety. So, the problem is clear. Navigating foreign currencies is a minefield. You need a tool, something instant, something reliable, something that cuts through the noise and gives you the straight facts. You need to know, right then and there, what that price tag means for bank account. Forget scribbled notes with approximate conversions. Forget trying to remember that one rate you looked up 3 days ago. The game changes constantly, exchange rates fluctuate, and you need something that keeps up. Something that empowers you to make smart, informed decisions on the fly, no matter where you are in the world. Okay, let's be brutally honest. In today's world, Wi-Fi isn't a luxury, it's a lifeline, especially when you're traveling. Think about it. How do you check your flight status? How do you book that last-minute hostel? How do you pull up Google Maps when you're hopelessly lost in a maze of ancient alleyways? How do you FaceTime your mom to let her know you haven't been eaten by a bear? Wi-Fi. It's the invisible thread that keeps our modern travel lives stitched together. And when you don't have it, especially as a budget traveler trying to dodge those insane roaming charges, things can get real frustrating, real fast. We've all done the desperate Wi-Fi dance, slowly walking down a street, phone held high, scanning for any open network, peeking into cafes, hoping their free Wi-Fi sign isn't a cruel mirage. The anxiety of being disconnected when you urgently need to look something up or contact someone is a universal traveler struggle. It's a time suck, a stress inducer, and frankly, it can put a serious damper on your adventure. You're supposed to be exploring ancient ruins, not hunting for 3 bars of signal so you can download an offline map. This constant quest for connectivity can genuinely detract from the joy of discovery. For budget travelers, this is even more critical. Data roaming? Forget about it. That's a budget-blowing nightmare waiting to happen. So, free Wi-Fi becomes your oxygen. You rely on it for everything, researching free things to do, finding budget-friendly food spots, coordinating with fellow travelers, maybe even uploading a few photos to make everyone back home jealous. Without it, you're operating with one hand tied behind your back. You're less informed, less agile, and more likely to make costly mistakes or miss out on opportunities simply because you weren't connected at the right moment. It's a constant, low-level hum of anxiety for the unwired wanderer. And it's not just about practicalities. It's about staying connected to your world, whether that's your work, your friends, or your family. If you're a digital nomad trying to get some work done, finding reliable Wi-Fi is non-negotiable. It's the difference between a productive day and a day spent pulling your hair out. If you're a solo traveler, Wi-Fi is your link to a support network, a way to share your experiences, and a tool to combat loneliness. The point is, Wi-Fi matters. It matters a lot. And finding it shouldn't feel like searching for a mythical creature. There has to be a better way. So there you have it, 5 absolute game-changing apps that are going to revolutionize the way you travel on a budget in 2025 and beyond. Traveling smart, traveling lean, it doesn't mean you have to sacrifice the richness of the experience, not by a long shot. It just means you need to be equipped with the right tools, the right knowledge, the right digital sidekicks, to help you navigate the world like a seasoned pro. These apps we've talked about today, they are precisely those tools. They're your secret weapons for finding the best deals, the coolest stays, the easiest routes, the real costs, and that all-important connection to the digital world. Think about it. Skyscanner, finding you those unbelievably cheap flights to places you only dreamed of. Hostelworld, connecting you with amazing people and affordable beds. Rome 2. Rio demystifying complex international journeys, Exi Currency making you a financial whiz in any market, and Wi-Fi Map keeping you plugged in so you can share it all or just find your way to the next adventure. Each one of these apps tackles a specific travel challenge, a common pain point, and offers a brilliant user-friendly solution. Together, they form an unbeatable toolkit for the budget-savvy explorer. It's about working smarter, not harder, to make your travel dreams a reality. If this video, if these insights, if any of these app recommendations have sparked an idea, or helped you plan your next trip, or just got you a little more stoked about exploring this incredible planet without emptying your bank account, then give this video a thumbs up. It really helps the channel, helps more people see this, and if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, ding that little notification bell, because we've got so much more to share, so many more tips, tricks, and adventures coming your way. You don't want to miss out. Share your wisdom, share your experiences. Let's build a community of smart travelers helping each other out, because that's what it's all about.